friends, welcome to my Dvija English. Do you feel that there are few moments or few times in the day where your milk supply is suddenly dropping? Are you experiencing more fluctuations in your milk supply? Is it normal? Is it not normal? Should I be doing anything about it? And if I should be doing something, what I should do? What are the myths around it and what all I should know? This everything you'll come to know in this particular video. Hey all of you, I'm your motherhood partner, and in case you feel this entire content is helping you in any way, do subscribe to the channel and do like. It's just your way of loving what we are trying to create. So let's understand milk supply. What is milk supply? Milk supply is an alive milk which changes its composition, its proportion, its supply depending on the supply, depending on the demand, and depending on the need of child. As simple as a lot of people ask me, will I have fluctuations in milk supply across the day? The answer is yes. There are times in the day when you will have more milk. There are times in the day when you will have less milk. Shreya, will I have milk supply fluctuations from the breast? Yes. There can be one breast where you have more milk. There can be one breast where you will have less milk. Shreya, can there be milk supply depending on the day and night? The answer is yes. Can there be a milk supply difference depending on my mood? The answer is yes. Can there be milk supply difference depending on whether I'm pumping or breastfeeding? The answer is yes. So what do you understand by this? Milk supply have got lot of factors which are dependable on each other. So you don't have to worry. But your major question is, Shreya, across the day, only in the evening or only at night, if my milk supply goes down, what I should understand out of it? First of all, understand, if your child is going through any kind of a milestone or any kind of a new learning, your child will demand for more milk. Usually by the end of the day or by the evening. Because child has been learning or trying something across the day, by the time evening child finds security with you and child will demand for more milk. Number two, if your child has just slept for a longer, say your child has slept in the afternoon for 3 to 4 hours, then once child wake up, your child will demand for milk more often. Why? This is child's way of refilling the calories that child would have had otherwise if child was awake, and child is just trying to make it up for that. Number three, if ever you feel that my child has been very peaceful across the day and only in the evening or only in the night my child is doing feeding again and again, that's what make me feel that my milk supplies drop. No. This particular functioning mechanism is called as cluster feeding. Cluster feeding means my child is asking for breast milk again and again. It can be for security, it can be for calories requirement, it can be for the thirst the child is feeling. It can be because child is feeling insecure or anxiety or anxious about something. It can be child's way of managing missing you. For example, think about any one of you is a working mother or you have been just out and you met your child after 2 to 3 hours. You might observe that your child is just not leaving you. They want to be with you. They want you to constantly cuddle them. If you put them down, they'll start crying. That doesn't mean your milk supply is less. See what has happened with us across a time period of time. If child is crying, we feel milk supply is less. If child is cranky, we feel milk supply is less. If child is feeling emotionally ups and downs, we feel milk supply is less. If child is not sleeping, we'll feel milk supply is less. So next very important point to come. What made you feel your milk supply is less? Shreya, my child is not sleeping, so I feel my milk supply is less. So all of you understand, does that actually conclude your milk supply is good or not? Every child, depending on their age, need a specific amount of sleep. If your child has covered up that sleep in the day, your child will be more cranky, want to be more active, want to be more playful in the evening and at night. On the other hand, what you are trying to do, you are trying to put your child feed and sleep and feed and sleep. And why you are doing that? My child is not sleeping, that means milk is not enough. My child is not sleeping, so milk is less. But your child is sleeping or not does not decide where stomach is full or not. Your child is sleeping or not does not decide your milk supply is good or not. So that's a complete myth. A lot of people will make you go through this particular doubt, but you have to ensure that you don't and you never go through that particular doubt. Next, Shreya, my child is not gaining weight, that means my milk supply is less. No. So every mother have a different kind of a composition of milk. There are few mamas who will produce milk which is high in protein, high in fat. There are few mamas who will produce milk which is more in calories. There are few mamas, or rather there are few kids who will be drinking only fore milk and they don't drink hind milk. There are few mamas who will sit for 1 hour but child is sucking. Child is sucking at the gap where probably only fore milk, that's a calorie based milk, goes to your child, and hind milk just does not go to your child. So weight gain does not decide you have a good milk supply or not. Weight gain can be sometimes genetic. Weight gain can be dependent on mother's fore milk and hind milk combination. It can be dependent on mother's diet. It can depend on child's sucking habit. So you need to understand and observe all of these things. Few of the myths that you need to understand, and 2 aspects of this particular thing. Breast milk supply, how are you judging? The myth is, if you have pumped your milk out and looking at the pumped milk, you are telling, only in the evening when I pump I get very less milk, otherwise I get very good milk. That means evening I have less milk supply. No. Pumping output is never considered as the right output or a complete output, because pumping output is usually an incomplete output. The kind of a emotion with which you breastfeed your child, you never pump with that emotion. And because you never pump with that emotion, that kind of a milk supply is not going to come out. So that's never truth. And next, very important thing. Shreya, my child is being very active when my child was crying and I just took child out and my child was peaceful. That itself make you understand that feeding and child sleeping, feeding and child being peaceful, it's a myth. There is not always a correlation. Your child might be bored, your child might be missing you, your child might be achieving a milestone, and your child just might want to experience suck. So what should we do in these scenarios? Ideally, I would say in 24 hours, 2.5 hours of cluster feeding is very, very positive to increase your milk supply. In case your child is into the table of 3, 6, 9, 12 weeks, 3, 6, 9, 12 months, that means your child is achieving a milestone. It's very positive. The extra milk the child is getting is going to help child to grow better. And last but not the least, the contact. More and more contact child have with mother. It is going to help child build that positive esteem that can help child and mother both. So this has been a personalized and a customized message from your motherhood partner. Do not try to jump over directly to your milk supply, because everything, child crying, not sleeping, we try to connect it directly with the milk supply. No, think broadly. And if you feel any of these things that we discuss in this particular video is applicable to you, become more peaceful mother. Thank you so much all of you. Do subscribe, comment and like. Have a great time. I'll see you all in next video. Have a great time. Bye bye.